Gang hang. Good morning, everyone. The Olympics are here. I love it. I woke up this morning, I was watching slope style and stuff, mixed curling. Our American team got their butts kicked by the friggin' Great Britain. Oh, I love curling.
Yeah, women's ice hockey's on in a little bit, so we need to wrap this up.
Hell yeah. But more importantly, it's gang hang. We do this on Saturdays. Who are we? My name is Matt Baum. I'm one of the hosts of the Two-Headed Nerd comic book podcast. This other guy,
I'm the internet's Joe Patrick. I'm the other host of the Two-Headed Nerd comic book podcast.
He's here too. And on Saturday mornings, we get together with the gang on our Discord and we talk smack. Usually we start with TV, comics, movies, stuff like that. Nerd news, if you will. And today, we set it up last week. I want to get into our Marvel DC trade deadline. Right? The NBA had a huge trade deadline and owners exposed themselves by ruining their teams because they don't want to pay taxes. So it sucked. We're going to have a better trade here. And what we'll do is I've got lists of creators. I think Joe posted them in the chat. They're also in the gang hang. If you want to go, there's a thread there with creators. These are by no means a complete list. I used fucking AI, so we boiled a lake to get them, and who knows how correct it is, but they're
wow, what a great use of our earthly resources.
Yeah. So first, let's do a little nerd news. We were just talking before we got started. Hollywood Clayface got pushed back to October, and James Gunn had no updates about things getting greenlit, but we did see Creature Commandos 2 is coming. That's fun.
I mean, I think that he does have updates. He's just not sharing them. He knows exactly what's happening.
So Netflix just bought Warner Brothers, so obviously there's some shuffling going on.
He's just like, yo, I'll tell you when you need to know. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I think a lot of nerds are nervous about this, but like, give me a goddamn break. You think Netflix doesn't know where this bread is buttered? Come on, you guys, settle down.
Are we getting a Supergirl trailer at the Super Bowl?
I don't know.
I anticipate it.
I
don't know if that's true or not, but I would be stunned if we didn't.
I would assume so. I think we're going to
something with a little bit more Lobo in it, probably.
Yeah.
Since they pulled the trigger on the full reveal of that.
Yeah,
exactly.
We're probably getting another Doomsday trailer too. That's gonna.
Yeah, if there's not like a for real Doomsday teaser, I'll be sad.
They have enough footage apparently, so let's do it.
Well, I mean, if the thing is out this fall or Christmas time or whatever, then it's got to be at least far enough along for a trailer.
Correct.
You would think.
Yeah, unless they're writing it as they go. Who knows?
Sure, right. They could be making it up right now as they go along. I want to know what the hell's going on with Batgirl getting blood powers.
Well, we'll get into that. We'll get into comics in a second.
Ivy
first,
getting to be the mayor of Gotham.
We'll get into comic news in just a second. But first, this Clayface thing. I forgot this was even getting made. I'm still a little shocked that this movie is coming. Is this set in James Gunn's DC universe, or is it set in Matt Reeves' Batman universe?
I believe it is in the DCU.
This is regular DC.
100% confirmed.
Okay, confirmed. It is.
Okay.
Yeah. Damon was asking, not stating.
No, I thought he said he was confirming.
I believe that it has been. I believe that it has been confirmed by Gunn that it is a part of the DCU. Though, I guess it could be at an Elseworld. Let me talk amongst yourselves while
I'll do it. You're too slow.
No, I know how to type. Just talk.
Using the AI and burning the lakes. Here we go.
So, is it weird that we're getting a Clayface movie before we get a Wonder Woman movie?
Yes.
Right? Or a Batman movie?
Clayface is the third film in the DCU, following Superman and Superman
Girl
2, I guess.
Supergirl,
yeah. Obviously,
Supergirl. Who bid it in Creature Commandos? He's just gone at this point. This is whoever it is, Matt Hagen. I don't even know they established which Clayface.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll see. I mean, this version it doesn't say necessarily. Oh, actually, they do say it's Matt Hagen in the movie. And
I don't know that means anything though, because we've seen
because there are so many different Clayfaces.
The animated Batman series, made it kind of a different. And then when you find out that there's like in the actual comics from like, pre-crisis to now. There's been like 8 of them. So
yeah.
Basil
So
Karlo,
in the
there's women one,
animated
lady ones too. So.
Lady Clayface. In the animated series, the Paul Dini Batman animated series, he was Matt Hagen and he was an actor, right? And if you look at the comics, Matt Hagen is sort of like a blip in the history of Clayface. And the actor was the original guy, Basil Karlo.
Right.
And so he's kind of like a super smash up of all of the versions.
So James Gunn confirmed Alan Tudyk's vocal performance in Creature Commandos creates a different feel than what is expected for the upcoming separate live action project. The version in the series specifically identified as Matt Hagen.
Right. What I'm reading states with confidence that it is the third movie in the DCU.
Yeah.
So perhaps Alan Tudyk's Creature Commandos Clayface is a different Clayface.
Yeah, I mean, clearly that's probably the case. Although it would be interesting if they call back to it, like, well, we had that one Clayface who died by the hands of Rick Flag Sr.
I honestly don't know. Wasn't there
So, okay, on Blue Sky, James Gunn, somebody asked him, hey, didn't you kill Clayface in Creature Commando? Didn't you say Creature Commandos count? And he said, the reports of Clayface's death have been greatly exaggerated. He is quite mushy, though. That's what he said.
Did I imagine that there was even like a little hint that Clayface wasn't dead in the Creature Commandos show?
No, they just scraped him up. I mean, we didn't really see much
maybe I made that up in my mind.
Yeah, they swept him up, so who knows? I mean, can you kill him? I don't know.
I don't think you can kill. I don't think you can. I mean, I don't think you can really. There's probably a way, but I don't think Rick Flag Sr. has the juice to pull it off.
No, just a random electric, whatever, like pumping him full of electricity probably doesn't do it.
Yeah, so. I mean, I'm sure he'll be feeling much better.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's supposed to come out in September 2026. Got moved back to October, but it's this year.
I mean, one month is no big deal.
No,
okay, and it's going to be a horror thing, and that's actually. I mean, look, we're debating about what it's going to be, but. I mean, I am curious if they're trying to do something like with body horror or whatever. I'm not entirely sure how it's going to fit.
Yeah,
TCU, but if it's a good movie, I'm down.
To me, that's James Gunn sticking with what he said from the beginning. It's like they're going to be different kinds of movies.
Yeah, we're making movies.
There's going to be superhero movies like Superman. There's going to be, adventure epics like I assume Wonder Woman will be. And then we're getting a horror movie as well. And I think that that's great. And I hope that continues. Am I surprised it's getting made? Yes. Am I glad to see that Gunn seems to be sticking to his word that he's not just going to be cranking out the same cookie cutter shit that Marvel does? Yeah, that makes me happy.
Sure.
Look, we were talking about Wonder Man. I mean, that is an entirely different feel of MCU, which they haven't done lately.
Wonder Man is a miracle considering where the MCU has been.
It is.
The fact that they went ahead with that, I think is really impressive. So
Wonder Man is also
DCU does the same, but
Wonder Man is also one of the least watched streaming shows Marvel has put out.
I mean, go figure.
It was unfortunate.
Well. Yeah, it's everybody loves it, and it's.
Say that again, Jim.
Isn't Andor like underwatched as well compared to
it is
products?
Actually, Andor
and it's their best Star Wars.
The last season had a big boost because it was up for a bunch of awards and stuff like that, and people started watching it.
Good.
So,
but before that,
but in the moment though,
before in the moment, nobody was watching it. Unfortunately,
people just don't.
When Wonder Man, when Emmy time comes back around and Wonder Man gets nominated for stuff,
it definitely will.
We're gonna see a surge.
It definitely will
because I'll be stunned if that show doesn't get nominated for something.
They should.
Yeah, it's wild though. Like people that I have told about it are just like, no thanks. Like, and I'm like, no, seriously, it's really good.
Yeah, if you're not interested in the MCU, hey, no problem. There's one ongoing joke that you don't even really need to have seen the movie to appreciate. And the MCU stuff is limited to one side character and 30 seconds at the end of the final episode.
Yeah.
So don't worry about it.
Okay, it has made a huge jump recently, and I think the good reviews have been helping.
Yay.
It's made a huge
Yeah,
jump.
the buzz is starting.
That's
That's
great.
good news.
Yeah.
That's good news. I'm glad to hear it.
That's really good. And if Marvel, like, if you need any more evidence than just like call your shot and let a showrunner do something cool, I don't know what it is, because between Daredevil and this, you've got two really good shows that people are excited about.
Who was this guy? This guy worked on something else, right?
He did Shang-Chi,
He did Shang-Chi, yes.
Amazingly. Yes, he did.
which people say is a compliment, and I'm like,
I mean, look, there's
I mean,
a lot about
awful,
the
but it's
Shang-Chi
like-
movie that is fun,
That's-
and then there's also a lot of like, this is just a lot
It's
of
derivative.
generated nonsense.
Yeah.
if it was
derivative.
really great, we would have had a Shang-Chi 2 by now. but
I totally
people do not
agree.
care
It's
about
true.
it, so-
But I'll tell you what, I could watch him fight Razor Fist on that bus all day.
I
know,
don't
so there are
think
parts of it that are
it's-
brilliant.
That's the only
Yeah,
thing I take
Absolutely
away
free
from
for
it.
you to
Though.
watch it on YouTube.
Yeah, you can.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Unfortunately, yeah. I you have to wonder if Shang-Chi was another case of director getting moused, and
Well-
said, nope, just make an action film. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
We don't really have anywhere for it to go. And but don't worry, we've got this extra scene that's going to involve the Eternals, because the Eternals was hot, man. And then we're
I mean, that's a lot of pressure to put on Shang-Chi is Bruce Lee. So
Yeah.
there's not a ton of character there. Like there really isn't. Like,
but there could be. There's no reason why there
Is it-
can't be,
What tell me, what is the must-read comic for Shang-Chi that everyone talks about?
Master
He's
of
been
Kung-
around since the 70s.
Master of Kung Fu stuff.
where he is clearly illustrated to be.
Yeah, he is Bruce
Is it
Lee.
a perennial seller? Like you can't
No.
go to the best comic shop on the planet and try to buy it right now. Like you can't find so the idea, the idea that it's Disney getting involved, where maybe you didn't need to make a Shang-Chi movie. Maybe
Yeah,
that's just-
but I mean, I think to Matt's point, I think that there is evidence that we can point to where we see somebody at Marvel Studios, whether that's Kevin Feige or whoever, wanting to take a chance
Yeah.
on stuff like Eternals and Chloe Zhao and Shang-Chi and this and that and the other thing, She-Hulk. And then at some point in the mix, the thing that should have been fun and special being ground down to a CGI muddy mess
Yeah.
of bland nonsense. Like,
and that's absolutely true. But think of the things that have been successes, and those are not because they are visual spectacles. It's because there's a story that people care about.
Agreed. No, agreed. No.
Like Wonder Man is. It could be called anything. It doesn't have to have anything to do with Captain America.
Sure.
Or Thanos. They don't even talk about like the snap. Like that shit doesn't come up for like the moodiest show, but they just do. It's about these two guys and like the stress of life and trying to figure stuff out, but it's really funny and it's really charming, and all the other characters, like everybody is good on the show. Like every single thing is good. And it's completely separate. And it's like, it's part of this world. And I think viewers will come to it because it came out a week and a half ago. Like this thing of like, oh my God, it's a failure. It's like, it came out last week. Like give it a little bit of time.
Oh, no.
People don't know what it is.
And people are going to find out it's good. All I think Joe and I are saying about Shang-Chi, you could have done something similar. You've got a very compelling, story about an Asian guy from an immigrant family in San Francisco, and he was very likable.
He was.
But
Simon was.
the movie, it was fine.
The problem
Just
is
got
like,
lost in the
because of
Marvel
that movie-
bullshit,
Yeah, no. What they, and I kind of agree with Matt in the sense that I'm sure that there was at least some type of effort to homogenize that movie from like a typical MCU. Like, here's the first act, you get the character set. There's a middle act where he figures out what's going on. Then the third act was the giant CGI battle. And that was the problem, because it could have been something very special. And there were some interesting themes that, between him and his dad and whatever.
Sure.
But
Definitely.
really,
but it never got into it. Razor
no,
Fist
it never
is
got into
such-
second gear.
Razor Fist is such a stupid character, and that fight scene was great. But here's a chance to do something with a really stupid. I'm not saying I want a whole bunch more Razor Fist, but cast somebody with a little bit of fucking chutzpah, and make them a little interesting. And you walk away going, "Fuck, man, Razor Fist kind of ruled." Like
there was
little things like that you miss.
Funny you mentioned more Razor Fist, because there was the only reason I know this because I've seen it like pop up here and there. There was some weird draft for Razor Fist supposed to be like his half brother or something like that, or
I don't need that.
Something like that.
Don't need that.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But my point though is that who knows what got left on the cutting room floor after.
But I am glad that like
you're looking at 2+ hours, because these movies they're never 90 minutes, right? They're going to be 2 hours plus.
Yeah.
I think there's definitely interference of including as much connective tissue as possible, because that's
for sure.
That's their bread and butter. They don't care about the other stuff. They want, can we put him on a thermos and have kids, or make one of those, the little action figures? Does somebody want to buy this toy? And no, because Shang-Chi doesn't really have a costume, but so he doesn't look like anybody. But
it's really boring.
And it's like, but you can't.
I mean, that's why they turned the Mandarin's rings into weird kung fu weapons.
They were still fucking cool.
Yeah,
I did
and it's cool in the movie, but that's why now we've got Shang-Chi, the master of kung fu, running around with 10 rings on his arms.
Yeah.
Because we had to give him some sort of juice, right, to make him cool.
Yeah. Well, and at that point, he was supposed to be part of the replacement Avengers. Their whole thing was like, "Whoa, we need new characters so we can make another Avengers movie."
Well, that was the problem, right? I think they didn't even know what they wanted with the Avengers movie when Shang-Chi came out. So, they didn't even know what they wanted the movie to be.
They needed to really go harder and faster to get that Avenger stuff going, and they took their time and wasted everybody's time, and now they're starting over again at the end of like day one. I
think the days of needing a soul, like when the MCU was new, sure, make Avengers the 5th movie because you're going to introduce Captain America, Thor, Iron Man. I get it, but we're past that now.
Yeah,
like
we're way past that.
We ain't nobody got time to wait for new characters to get introduced or characters we already know to get solo movies,
or just
make a new Avengers movie
characters
and tell us
young characters that aren't as popular to be forced into the roles.
I'm just like, if you're gonna make the Avengers, just do an Avengers movie and tell us that the characters that are in the movie are the Avengers, and fans will fucking roll with it.
Sure. Think of it every time they restart it and there's a new lineup. You just go, "Oh, all right, cool. The Wasp is back."
And it's like, I don't know where everybody's contracts are going to be when these next 2 Avengers movies are done, but I would assume that Brie Larson might still have something left in her contract.
I don't know. I don't think
Anthony Mackie, is probably game. So, I mean, if you're not going to recast everybody and start over,
they are.
If they are, then do it.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
they are.
Just to rip the Band-Aid off and just say, "Here's the new MCU. Have fun."
But I don't need to see another movie where I'm introduced to the new Steve Rogers. Just tell me he's Steve Rogers, and I'll go with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Just to bring this full circle,
there he is.
Maybe this is why a Clayface movie is a good thing for DC, because we're going, does that make sense? Should they do that? Like, we're applying formulaic bullshit that we're now complaining about. This is us complaining about the formula.
Right. And if anything really broke the formula at Marvel, it was James Gunn in the Guardians movie.
Yeah,
that was the first thing that made people go, "Oh, weird."
Yeah.
And we don't know any of these characters, and we love them. That's what happened.
And
nobody knew the characters.
And I want the DCU to be able to do projects that aren't all beholden to the same ongoing thread.
Same.
So give me a Clayface movie. Tell me he lives in the same world where Superman just punched out Lex Luthor. I'm fine.
Do we see Batman in this Clayface movie? Does Batman show up?
I hope not.
I don't
think so.
I
don't think.
Part of me.
I think if they're going to
I'm not saying I want Batman to be the star.
Batman will be introduced for the first time in his standalone movie.
I'm saying, like, do we get a glimpse in the very, like, as Clayface leaves and like on top of a building or something? Like, I've got my eye on you. Oh my God, it's Batman.
We got that in Creature Commandos.
I suppose. But it's a cartoon, Joe. It doesn't feel like it counts. Remember?
I mean, yeah, I get it.
He beat the shit out of Dr. Phosphorus.
He did beat the shit out of Dr. Phosphorus.
But Gunn did establish, like in Creature Commandos, which everyone tells us at every moment counts. They put Batman in that show.
It's true.
Yeah, I think if he was if the timing was different and it was like Brave and the Bold is coming out July of 27, then there would be a possibility. But I don't.
But it's
we
not.
don't know that. No. I mean, is it cast yet? I don't even know.
Nobody knows who's Batman. Nobody.
Yeah, we don't have any idea. So, and I can't imagine that they're going to introduce him in that.
And I can't imagine. I mean, like, we're not going to get a Batman before Reeves gives us another one, right? Like,
I think that's what Gunn has said, is that he wants Matt Reeves to be able to tell his next story without stepping on his toes.
Yeah, we can't. You can't.
So all we really know about Batman is that James Gunn finally read the Batman 2 script, guys, and he's so excited.
Oh my God. Like I get that, like, gentleman's agreement, but like Matt Reeves, you're holding up an entire company.
Matt Reeves, who are you? What have you?
No, wait.
You made,
is it him?
You made a couple.
Is it him?
The Matt Reeves, universe. It's like, okay.
Do we know that it's him though?
It's very generous. You had
the Matt Reeves Batman crime universe, or whatever the fuck its name is.
Batman crime universe is what we called it.
Yeah, it's just like, what? It doesn't need a name.
Yeah.
Matt Reeves's Batman stuff is not a universe.
That was definitely picked from a bulleted list of AI suggestions. I guarantee that. So
these are words that we can use to name this corner.
Right.
Well, we can't use Penguin because that's not going to sell any lunchboxes.
The Penguin universe. Yeah.
We're not going to use the Matt Reeves universe of Penguin characters.
So hold up. Do we know that Matt Reeves is the problem? Do we know that?
Yeah, we know that he took forever to finish the Batman 2 script. Yes.
Okay. Then I'll allow us.
That movie should have been filmed and done by now.
Without a doubt.
It was supposed to come out. This year. Right?
Without a doubt.
No.
Definitely. I agree. So
it's been too long. And he's when if this Netflix thing happens, and and Ted Sarandos is not going to say,
we got a camera coming on.
Hey, Matt Reeves, take your time, brother. He's going to say, where's Batman? Where is he?
Yeah.
Our most popular character, where is he? And it's like, well, we're really trying to give Matt the space he needs. And they're like, who?
We're holding space. We're holding space for Matt.
No, we're not. Matt, you've got 20 minutes to get this thing going.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Okay, speaking of Batman, actually, you know what?
Handsome devil.
Before we move on, let's stay with a little bit of TV here. So Game of Thrones has a new show, Night of the Seven Kingdoms. Again, talk about resistant. I was like, ugh, don't care. After House of Dragon season 2 ended, I was so mad. And I was just like, I barely give a shit. This show is actually pretty good. And it's fun. It's just about a nice guy in the Game of Thrones universe.
You should go to the thread and watch those guys freak out about it.
Raised by a knight with a giant penis.
Yeah, I heard about that. I did see all the memes of that thing. So, Jesus.
Jim was
Game of Thrones. So,
but Jim was saying this last episode. I've not watched the last episode yet. I was catching up on Star Trek last night, which is a very charming show, but I don't think I need any more Star Trek that's 1,000 years in the future. Regardless. Jim, you said this latest episode was fantastic.
It was, Pantheon level. Pantheon, it's
really
right up with the best stuff. It's so good.
I highly suggest checking it out. And I know people are tired of this shit, and I know there's been problems, and it's a lot of.
Well, I mean, this one's a smaller bite. It's 6 episodes.
Yeah.
So there's only 2 left, and they're under, they're 40 minutes. Last night was 35.
Yeah.
Pretty quick hits. I mean, the book they're adapting is pretty short. It's a novella. So.
There's more than one book though, right? Isn't there a few?
There's 3 books.
Okay.
But George's like, I got ideas for others.
Sure.
How about you focus on something, George? Like, give us a break.
So that's our George.
But yeah, it's excellent. The 2 leads are fantastic.
They really are. The little kid, the bald little kid, is fucking wonderful. I love it.
Yeah. So their goal is to do a season a year, because they're shorter stories. So there's not a lot of locations. So like this one, obviously in the tournament, it's in one location. And then they just turn out the next one because they want to keep the especially the kid actor.
That's I kind of like, and I like that it's a little more compressed because House of the Dragons was just like, all right, let's do more Game of Thrones. It's fucking everywhere. There's lots of people. There's all kinds of kingdoms. You know, we got to stretch it out though. Let's make this somehow boring too. You know.
Yep. Yeah.
But yeah, it's just a good show. It feels like it's just following a character. It's fun. It's still violent. There's plenty of nudity and stuff, but this guy's a nice guy. There's someone to root for.
Yep.
You know. Yep. All right, let's talk comics for a minute.
I want to hold on before we move on from this because you kind of hand waved it away and tried to dismiss it a little bit.
What?
I want to talk about Starfleet Academy because that show is so fucking good.
It's very charming. It's very
charming. Yes, it's set in the post-burn, 1,000 years ahead of time, whatever. And I can take or leave that as a setting. But I do like the fact that they are, if this were set in the, for lack of a better term, like present day Star Trek timeline, right? The Picard timeline or whatever. Starfleet Academy is still kicking. There's no real stakes. But this is set in a time where like they are desperate for Starfleet Academy to work because the galaxy took such a hit during the burn.
Sure.
That they don't know if this is all going to blow up in their faces and blah, blah, blah. I think it's really fascinating. And like the last episode about what has happened to the Klingons and how they're almost extinct.
I didn't realize that I didn't know that was their story in this like post burn.
Well, we didn't know until now. We didn't know that until now.
I thought I missed something.
No, that was all newly revealed, right? And then this last episode with Sam, the what are they? I know she's holographic, but they have a word for it.
Photonic,
yeah. And it was all about her trying to solve the mystery about what happened to Captain Sisko at the end of Deep Space Nine. And I tell you what, there were a couple of points in that episode that knocked me flat. And this show is really turning out to be something special. After a first couple episodes where I was like, I don't know if I love all the kids. Now I'm like, yeah, I love all the kids.
I like the kids. The kids are good. I can't handle Klingon kid's voice though. He's
Klingon kid's voice.
Stop it.
Yeah, is silly.
Talking about Star Trek?
Yeah, we're talking about Star Trek.
Starfleet Academy.
Do you want my input now?
Yeah.
I absolutely do.
All right. I'm going to say this. If you're caught up at this point, this show is exceeding everyone's expectations.
It is. It definitely is.
There is more to this show than I was even thinking they could possibly do. Now, the Klingon kid's voice, that is his voice. He went and trained with a voice coach and Michael Dorn to do that. I don't particularly think it's great.
I believe
it's a little weird. It seems too affected to me, but I think
it sounds like they're putting it through a thing, like a filter to make it sound like
they're not. He's just doing that.
I believe you, but it sounds like he's talking into a voice box to make that sound.
The choices.
Somebody on Mission Log brought up that what they do is it's probably because of the ADR, because when he is speaking like that, they're not picking him up on set. Yeah. So they're going into a studio and having him
and he's like redubbing.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
So it sounds like it's not real. It's that it's being augmented somehow. But that's like 100% that kid doing that. I think he's great. I absolutely thought that the addition to what they did to Klingon lore with his character in the 4th episode was absolutely incredible.
It was great. The episode was great.
Yeah, it was great. That was such a phenomenal episode. And it was like, now here's the weird thing. Like, I was like, at first I was like, are they, so clearly the other guy that was there was sort of like, his culture is fluid, let's say, right? They like whatever.
The rival guy, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What is he? What's his race? He's like silver alien shape changer thing.
He's like some kind of weird, not shapeshifter, but he has like a different form.
He's got a different form.
He almost looks like he's kind of like malleable, right?
Yeah.
Also, they vomit glitter, which is a weird thing.
And you know what? If you listen, if you listen to that podcast I posted, there's a reason why he's vomiting glitter. Tony Newsom talks about why. I'm not going to give it away. But that episode of that particular show where she was on, absolutely great.
Yes. Oh my God, the reveal at the end. Oh my God.
I was already in a very emotional state because of Jake being there.
Yes.
And then when I heard Avery Brooks speak,
yes.
and that's new. That's not from DS9. That is new audio that he recorded.
Oh my God.
Oh, that kicks ass. That's awesome.
And Avery
Can I interject here?
Yeah. Jump in.
That's actually not new audio that he recorded for this. That was, I read this last night. It was taken from one of his jazz albums.
Oh, okay.
Oh, but still cool though. I mean, it's not from an existing Star Trek thing though. Yeah,
it's not from any Star Trek. It's not new audio for this.
Okay.
It is because he doesn't sound like that much anymore.
Right. His voice, he's older now. He's a much older man now.
Right.
And so his voice is different. But also, but then they ended it with the Deep Space Nine theme song. And I about fell out of bed. I was just like, that's it.
Okay. For the record,
Mark
Remy
has a question.
Hold on real quick. For the record, Darum Remy is a Kahonian. He is the first of his species to join Starfleet Academy. So I think he's a new alien.
Now, I believe this is Frank, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but this is the first time we've seen this race, right?
Yeah, this is not a race that I've ever seen. I personally have ever seen. They've done. I don't even think they've mentioned them ever.
No,
and I think that's cool because 1,000 years in the future, Starfleet will have met some new faces.
First appearance, Starfleet Academy.
So about Star Trek, I can answer. I do have one other statement to say.
No, Mark.
Please do.
Mark.
Okay. There's a lot of pushback that I'm seeing from people going, well, why is there, a half Klingon this and a half Klingon that or this? Because it's and people are kind of missing the point where it's 1,000 years in the future. There is going to be a lot of cultural intermingling.
Yeah, people today are so different than they were 1,000 years in the past.
Right.
And it's the intermingling of races and people from different countries and it's going to be a way different thing. Like the fact that there's a half, or I don't even know if half and half is the word to describe it.
Yeah,
but
easy there, racist.
The drill instructor gal, the second in command, who's like
Klingon
and Jem'Hadar,
yeah.
and it's like, well, Jem'Hadar are like test tube babies, and so that's a whole nother kettle of fish.
Hey,
there was in
racists be humping, guys. It happens, right? Come on.
I think it's so cool.
No, it is cool. It is cool. Mark, you had a question, though.
Mark had a question. Yeah, he hasn't seen Starfleet Academy yet, so he has a question.
Here's the thing. I just realized, too, that I have not finished the last season of Strange New Worlds.
Finish that. It's great.
I know it's great. And I think that would probably explain a second question of mine, which is, what is this burn that you guys are talking about? But
hold on.
No. But first, is Strange New Worlds, I know they canceled it, and I was kind of sad to see that go. Is this new Starfleet Academy just as good?
Well, it's not canceled. Strange New Worlds didn't get canceled.
Starfleet Strange New Worlds has been given a definitive end point, and there are still 2 seasons to go.
Oh, cool.
So we're getting more Strange New Worlds. And then it'll reach a kind of a natural endpoint where presumably Pike kind of butts up against his fate that we all know that he has to go off to.
And then we're going to get the original cast and the Enterprise.
I mean,
that's
my hope.
They're going to do it.
But the burn is from this is referenced originally in Star Trek Discovery in the later seasons where they make the jump to this new far future timeline. And so the burn is an event that happened where all of the dilithium in the galaxy, essentially exploded.
Yeah.
There was this huge reaction and all of the warp capable civilizations got rocked when all of the dilithium went bad. And so it led to this time period where things are tense and bad, and it's way harder to get around, and resources were scarce for a while, and now we're in this post-burn period where they have figured some things out, and Starfleet's rebuilding, and they're trying to get people to come back to the Federation. Like in the beginning of Starfleet Academy, the first few episodes are like, we got to get the Betazoids back, because the Betazoids fucked off to their own planet and cut off all ties.
They were pissed too.
Yeah, and like the Klingons are on literally like death's door. They're almost gone. And so that's the
name the burn because of Burnham from the show.
No.
Because the Klingons, because Klingons are Klingons, they cut off all ties and won't accept charity and won't accept help.
Yeah.
They call it the burn because
it literally burned. It
all burned away. Yeah.
So, Mark, don't think of this as a replacement. This is a different show, 1,000 years in the future.
Oh, okay, cool.
That's what it is.
I thought there were some kids that were on the Strange New Worlds ship that were in the Academy.
No,
that's
just
not the case.
So it's tied to Star Trek Discovery. And so the engineer Tilly from Star Trek Discovery is going to show up.
Tig
Notaro's character is a teacher.
Okay, the redhead, right, with the curly hair.
That's Tilly.
Yeah. Okay.
And then Tig Notaro, who was that engineer that they found stranded and who joined the crew. She is now a teacher at the Academy. And it's
a great show. It's a good show.
It is.
And when I say
my problem was I was conflating the time periods.
There's a lot of timey-wimey stuff going on from show to show.
When I say that I don't know how much Star Trek I need set 1,000 years in the future, it's because I am so excited about what they set up in Strange New Worlds. And that, revisiting the original cat, like, let's just do it, you guys. It's time. Let's just do it. Like, I want to see him do it.
I rewatched because the world. Hey, speaking of the burn, guys, the world's on fire. I don't know if you know that. And so I was just like, I was just like really in the need of something, some comfort food to watch, and so I rewatched season 3 of Picard, which is essentially Star Trek. The Next Generation.
It was the first season of Picard that was actually good.
And it is such a warm hug. And that show ends by setting up Picard and Crusher's son, Jack, 7 of 9, and presumably, Geordi's daughter and some other characters. As the new crew of the brand new Enterprise F, Frank?
Yes.
And it F or G.
No, I think it's G because
absolutely, Mark.
But then it also ends. There's a post-credit stinger at the end of the last episode where Jack meets Q. And Q says, the test isn't over. And that's how the show ends. And so I want that show too.
So
I don't think we're going to get it.
That led a lot of people to like literally petition Paramount to make that show. And Paramount's just like, no, we're going to do this instead. We're going to do this instead. In a perfect world, what they would do is they would have post Strange New Worlds being a like reboot or a soft reboot of the original series with the characters they've established.
We're gonna get it.
They would do Star Trek Legacy show where they have 7 of 9 as the captain and Jack Crusher and all of the other characters they introduced in Picard, and then they would have the Starfleet Academy timeline where they can explore things that are completely different because post-burn, you have all of this stuff. The rules have completely changed.
The political landscape is way different than what you are familiar with. As
because the Romulans aren't. The Romulans are now on Vulcan. The Klingons basically have to rebuild their entire society. So you this is in the same
And so it's all set in the original timeline, right? It's just in the future. And so this is a timeline where Vulcan is destroyed. Or not Vulcan, but Romulus
is destroyed.
Romulus was destroyed in, where was it even destroyed? Was it in it was in
Okay, so Romulus was destroyed in Star Trek 2009, which is the confusing part because then Vulcan is destroyed in Star Trek 2009.
Right, because it splits its time between two different timelines, Star Trek 2009. Yeah.
So there was the issue when Romulus was destroyed. Spock is launched back.
Leonard Nimoy's right. Leonard Nimoy's Spock. Eric Bana's character holds Spock responsible, and Spock gets thrown into the alternate timeline, and Eric Bana follows him.
No, Bruce
and
Banner.
Bruce Banner, and then that's how we get what they call the Kelvin timeline, which is the ship that Kirk's dad served on.
And they keep trying to reboot it, or make another one, and it's just not happening. So
we're gonna get an Enterprise with the original. And here's the thing: every time they do one of these, they're getting less and less viewers. Unfortunately, Star Trek Academy is a great show. Initial viewership was fine, but it crashed after that.
Right.
And guess what? People know the name Kirk. People know the name Sulu, and that's the only thing that's going to draw them back. We're gonna get that show. There's no question.
Yeah, we're definitely going to get.
We're not going to get I don't think we're going to get a lot more than that show. Unfortunately,
I think so too. I mean, Paramount wants to relaunch like the movie franchise again, and which, for me as a lifelong Star Trek fan and I love all the shows. It's like I'll just be honest. It's like I can find something that I enjoy about all of them.
Yes, I agree.
I want shows. I want to see episodic television about Star Trek.
I do too. And I think that's where their money is going to be made. To be quite honest, Frank, you're not going to get people rushing to the theaters to see another Star Trek reboot. J.J. Abrams' thing was lightning in a bottle, and they were fine. I don't necessarily need more of those, and I don't want another reboot that fundamentally changed Star Trek either. I think let's just relax.
I think that they have successfully proven that they can go back to the original Star Trek timeline, and fans will embrace.
Right, and just 100%. Do it. It doesn't need to be radically different. It just have fun with it. Update it, sure. But I don't need it like the Beastie Boys playing the whole fucking time.
Well, I mean, look, I kind of get a kick out of that, but I get it. So the whole reason why we have this far future timeline is because they had to come up with a reason why nobody will talk about why there was a character named Michael Burnham who is related to Spock and nobody knows it. It's because she did some fucked up shit and bad things happened and she had to go away. And so for the sake of the timeline, don't talk about Michael. And I think that's awesome.
No. It's clever. It's clever. Just unfortunately, people aren't watching the future time.
I get it. But I mean, I think that they can do new shows set in the prime timeline, whether it is revisiting the original series,
that's exactly, what
or if it's a sequel series to the Deep Space Nine Next Gen era. These are the things that I would love to see as well, Frank.
Definitely. All right.
I want to see what Deep Space Nine looks like 30 years later. I want to see what the
too. Same.
Yeah.
Same.
Heck yeah.
I just think maybe they've waited a little too long. You can maybe a mini series or something. Sure. That could definitely work. And I don't think you're going to get 5 seasons of it though.
Well, no, there is that documentary that they made that they were talking about
What We Leave Behind.
What We Leave Behind, where they had that whole story mapped out for like a continuation series of Deep Space Nine, and then Aaron Eisenberg passed away.
Yeah,
and that was a big part of what that story involved.
Tough. That's tough.
And then now
it was going to be about Nog.
Yeah, and then we lost a lot of we lost Renee Auberjonois, and now it is what it is, that a lot of those characters are they can't do them anymore because those actors.
Yeah, but the studio heads at Paramount are crazy about AI, so we can just AI them in there. It'll be fine.
All right, shut up. All right, look, I hate to do this because I'm loving it so much, but if we
gotta
don't
keep moving,
do this fucking character trade thing, our
hold on. We'll
creator trade thing. Matt's gonna.
No, we'll get there. But first, I mean, like, okay, comic
It's
news.
11:45 already.
Comic news. We've got Doctor Doom is dead, but Ryan North is doing a 10-part Doctor Doom series.
Wow, just what we need.
I could barely believe my eyes.
But it's set in the.
At the same time, I was like, that totally tracks.
Brian, what were you saying?
How many Doctor Doom themed issues does this of series does this make it for Ryan North in the last 2 years? 19.
At least 5.
Sure.
At least
19.
5. You know,
19 is unacceptable. That is, tell your story. Like,
yeah.
Doing 9 that everyone thought was bloated and that, Doom World, blah, blah, blah. And now he's like, guess what, guys? I got 10 more for you.
Well, this is Marvel. This is editorial. They got a movie called Doomsday coming. They're like, Doctor Doom, Doctor Doom, Doctor Doom, Doctor Doom. You're the Doctor Doom guy. More Doctor Doom.
Sure.
It comes out in what, April or May? And then the movie's out in like November, December. I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do a 5-issue miniseries and then drop the trade the week of the movie coming out.
I don't disagree. 10
issues is absurd.
It's also historical.
And they're all like revisiting popular timelines.
Yeah. This is not bringing Doom back. He's dead.
It's like a Return of Bruce Wayne thing where
it's historical.
Dr. Doom is stuck a million years BC because we can't shake that fucking idea. Thank you, Jason Aaron. And so Doom's got to fight his way back to the present day.
Is that what we're doing?
Along the way, you better believe he's going to meet Jim Lee's Wolverine. It's like,
oh yeah, he is in a battle across all of time and space. Yep, he's fighting his way back. Good for Doom. Look, this is what Marvel does. We're also getting more Carnage and more Venom, and like they just keep rolling out the hits. Over at DC, Poison Ivy's going to be the new mayor of Gotham.
What?
So we have Vandal Savage is your commissioner, and Poison Ivy is the mayor.
Well, I mean, if you're reading Batman currently, I think we are fast approaching an end point to the Vandal Savage thing.
Possibly. Well, maybe. I don't know.
I could be wrong. Now and I don't want to spoil anything.
He is on the cover.
Some movement on that front.
He's on the cover of the Poison Ivy thing, like welcoming her as the mayor. So I don't know.
Sure.
Poison Ivy has been very good. GWillowWilson's Poison Ivy book is very good.
I just
40 plus issues. It's an amazing run.
It really is
unbelievably great.
Yeah. And it's been fantastic. And the character that's the thing. Like, I complain about the Ivy and Harley thing, not because I don't like lesbians. Fuck off, trolls. No, and secretly we all love lesbians. Give me a break.
I know what I heard. Matt Baum doesn't love lesbians.
The point being is, like, whenever they do that, it is not GWillowWilson's Poison Ivy, who is an interesting, intelligent, kick-ass character. It's this like silly, like, Ivy, why don't you ever take me seriously? I love you. Like, I love you too, but I'm crazy.
Almost like the HBO cartoon. Poison Ivy.
But the book, the Poison Ivy book, is fantastic, and I trust them. And I think this could be a lot of fun. The Joker is coming back in the pages of Fraction's
I just find that
Batman.
Poison Ivy becoming mayor is even less plausible than the Kingpin becoming mayor.
I mean, I don't know, man. Like, had you told me Vandal Savage
life?
Have you told me Vandal Savage?
Like, nothing is impossible when it comes to that stuff.
True.
Yeah, I would argue the Kingpin is probably the most believable of all of these.
Yeah, you're right. You know what? I retract
He might even be more qualified than real life, but that's a whole other story.
And then Matt Fraction is bringing the Joker back in Batman. I trust Fraction. I am excited to see what he does with the character.
I said this in the Discord. I don't even remember what happened the last time the Joker appeared, like in the proper present day books. Like, yeah, I know he's running around in KO.
I was gonna say he's in KO right now.
No, I get it, but like the last time we saw him in the Batman books was
it would have been in
Zdarsky's run, but it was also that alternate reality version.
Oh, the comedian.
I don't remember.
Yeah, the comedian guy. I think. I don't know, but this is
the guy that was sane and he ran around wearing an actual red mask, like the Red Hood. It was a reality where Batman didn't exist and the Joker was a normal man.
Well, this is the Joker as we have never seen him before.
In a Bacta tank.
He's a giant lizard who eats people.
Actually, we've seen his head in a Bacta tank.
It's true. That's true.
That is true. Yeah.
That's true. And in the pages of Batgirl is going to get blood manipulation powers in a story called The Curse of the Blood.
That's got to be temporary, right?
I don't know.
What is some brother blood bullshit? I mean, what the hell?
I have no idea. Something supernatural is going on. Batgirl's battle with the blood of Wu explodes beyond Gotham as Cassandra, Tenji, and Jaya are thrust into supernatural war tied to her family's past to save Batgirl from the curse. So it's like there's some curse. The trio must face ancestral horrors and a destiny darker than any of them expected. I trust Tate Brumbaugh. That book has been very good.
Yeah. Mark though is right. It's got that's a big time Avatar Korra vibe. Like bloodbending is a weird, gross thing in the Avatar: The Last Airbender universe.
Yuck.
Yeah.
Yuck.
This thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll see. Yeah, like you said, I'm behind on most things I should be reading at DC. Batgirl is one of them. I really loved the first story arc.
It's great.
It's really and so great. I'm totally fine if the writer's got a story in mind and they've been doing good work, then by all means, we'll see.
Speaking of which, we have creators telling a good story because they're letting them create. Now, let's talk trades. Marvel DC. Marvel's having a real problem telling stories. So let's just take Brevoort off the table. Let's say, for the sake of this,
Brevoort is not a creator.
I'm saying
is an editor.
I'm saying he's been the world sped up and flung him off.
Mark got up and left. Yeah. He's so angry at you.
I'm saying Brevoort got ejected from the building. He's out. You are the editor in chief, right?
So before we continue, if you scroll to the top, if you scroll up in the Gang Hang chat, the actual voice chat here. I've posted the list Matt put together.
It's in the Gang Hang
writers and artists that are currently working at DC. I'm saying you look at it here in the voice chat, and you don't have to to like navigate away.
Hecatron gave us our first one where he said he would send Hickman to DC and Snyder to Marvel. He did not name the project, but Scott Snyder at Marvel. Oh man, I don't know.
Brian says Brevoort's hat for a box of George Perez's Hawaiian shirts. I don't know if I would make that trade.
The only reason that I wouldn't get excited about Hickman, a trade to Hickman to DC. I think you would have to trade Hickman for Ram V, because you got to get weirdo for weirdo, right?
No, that's not how
I would want to see
how these places. That's just not how these places operate. They don't look at the style.
I agree.
They look at the value, and the value of a Hickman. You trade a Hickman for Jim Lee.
But what are you going to put a Hickman on?
Legion of Superheroes. The dude has wanted to write that book forever.
Man, I think you would hate
him
that.
on an unreadable book that when it's over, no one will care about. Just like that's great. Terrific.
They've already thrown Bendis' version of the Legion out. If you look
that's what I mean. Sure, do it to Hickman. Yeah. Give it to him. Yeah, let him do 2 years, and then we'll never talk about it again.
Or put Hickman on. Look, I like Justice League Unlimited a lot. I don't really want Mark Waid to leave. But if you could do a Justice League book in that's super high concept, like what Hickman did with the Avengers, I'm not saying the same type of thing. I'm not saying that run didn't have its problems. I'm saying you put him on a huge project like that, or a project that nobody sees coming that becomes a huge deal, like Legion of Superheroes. But I want Hickman to write what he's passionate about.
Well, sure. I don't think you would like it.
I want them to pay him a lot of money, and then as the books are coming out, him to go on a podcast and badmouth it. That's what him to do what he does best.
Mark, Joshua Williamson is at Marvel, right?
That's right.
He is writing Iron Man.
Yeah, the first issue of his Iron Man came out a couple of weeks ago, or last week, I don't know. And so spoilers, it's great.
It's really
very, very good.
It's really good. It's now, I mean, maybe Marvel just went, okay, I mean, look, you know how to sell books at DC and you're a guy, so we'll stay out of your way. and he's allowed to write a good story. But it seems like Iron Man is going to be fun again.
Williamson is also at some point this year, presumably, he is on deck to relaunch the Legion of Superheroes. So there's already a plan for that book. I'm just saying, if we're blue sky thinking here, I know that Hickman has a passion for the Legion of Superheroes.
Sure.
And but I think Hickman as a name, the value that he brings as far as hype, I think if you're doing a trade like that, you either need to give up a bunch of your top guys, or Jim Lee goes to Marvel.
I think
Marvel
Scott Snyder. I think a name
X-Men
like
again.
Scott Snyder is big enough. Scott Snyder is making probably more money for.
Definitely don't.
Scott
think
Snyder's
that's
making
true.
more money for DC right now than Jonathan Hickman has made for Marvel in the past 5 years. I'll bet.
But is it because of Scott Snyder's name or just because of the project?
Because of what he's doing, it doesn't matter. He is printing money. Absolute Batman is far and away a bigger seller than the X books right now. Think about
I
that.
understand, but my question is this: if they had put another writer of comparable talent on that book,
Yeah, Jim Lee's not even creating anything.
I'm sorry, are you forgetting a little book called Hattush?
Hattush, yeah, which didn't sell and nobody likes.
I think Jim Lee is a name that still moves the needle for these companies, and if Marvel. If we're doing, again, this is all like hypothetical Fantasyland thinking.
Sure.
I'm saying if they make that trade,
I would make that trade.
Then Marvel puts Jim Lee on an X-book stack.
If you're coming to me with a Hickman and I'm at DC, yeah, I'd make that trade. I'd give you Snyder. I would say, okay, yeah, I think I'll go with that and see what happens. Sure. Now, if they would be morons to do it because you're losing Absolute Batman or whatever. I mean, unless he's committed to finish out his Absolute Batman story and then he's going to do something, whatever.
If we have to think through the consequences of these
We have to.
ideas,
That's
then
part of
we're going to be here all fucking
Got to
day.
think about it a little bit. A little bit is all I'm saying. But the biggest question for me, how do we fix the Avengers? Who at DC? And I do think like a Mark Waid could come over and probably fix the Avengers. Yeah.
Dude had his chance.
He did, and it wasn't great.
He did like the young champion Avengers though, didn't he? Wasn't
He
it like
did. It was
young
like
Nova
Sam.
and-
It was Sam and Kamala and Nova.
Yeah, nobody wants that.
No.
Alongside some other like Vision was there.
All right, I have an Avengers pick.
Let's hear it.
Oh.
All right, so I picked 3 writers and 3 artists from each company.
Okay.
So I'm thinking, I've got Russell Dodderman, Pepe Larraz, and the guy from Moon Knight. Capo,
Oh, what's his name? Yeah, he's great.
Alejandro Capuccio.
I can't read my handwriting.
Alejandro
And
Capuccio.
then, Jed McKay, Joe Kelly, and Saladad Amin. I tried to get like different levels of people. So I'm thinking the trade is for Tom Taylor and Fernando Pasarin on Avengers.
Okay.
Because Pasarin draws big. He was my guy like when they did the Brian Hitch was writing Justice League like during Rebirth. And it was
He's the Green Lantern Corps guy, right?
He's
Fernando
the Green
Pasarin?
Lantern Corps. He did the Flash for Jeremy
JSA.
Adams.
He's great.
He's great.
Yeah,
he's great.
Great.
And I thought if they were to like relaunch the Authority, like he's the guy. Like he does big.
Yeah.
Everyone's they're not super muscular, but they're all, he's good with costumes and storytelling and all that. So I think the two of them, you get the dynamics. Tom Taylor loves character.
I love that.
Stuff. And then doing let's see. McKay.
I think
and
Taylor for McKay. I love that.
The two, yeah. So the two of them, the creative team of Moon Knight, put them on Detective Comics.
Sure.
And then I've got, I'll do one more. Jeremy Adams and what's his name? Jamal Campbell on Spider-Man. For
I like it. I like it.
Joe Kelly and Pepe Larraz on Nightwing.
Sorry,
So
I just had a quick vision of
I want to read Joe Kelly's Nightwing. I want to read Joe Kelly's
Jamal
Nightwing
Campbell's
so bad.
Spider-Man. I just had a quick vision in my head of Jamal Campbell's Spider-Man, and I was just like, ooh, that got me all excited.
It would be awesome.
It kind of looks. He's got that like spaciness where it's very soft but like detailed at the same time, and it kind of looks a little bit, I think, enough like the Spider-Man animated movies that you could kind of make that work.
Agreed.
I think that while we're on this same sort of train of thought, I think that Tom Taylor, who we know can write multiple books, can reunite with Bruno Redondo and also write a great Spider-Man book.
Oh, sure.
Bruno Redondo on Spider-Man would be killer.
Incredible.
Yeah, so do an arc each, right? An arc on, an arc off, and rotate the artist.
For sure.
I love that old, like, you look at those old Brand New Day stories, and it's like you've got a bunch of great artists doing 3 or 4 issues at a time. They weren't these big epics, just like, and they were coming out 3 times a month sometimes. Like,
it was 3 times a month. Yeah.
Yeah, it was quick. And then the last one I've got Saladin Ahmed, who I think I don't like his Wolverine or Daredevil, but I think the Black Bolt book was good. And so I said him and Russell Dowerman on New Gods and see what they could do with that.
Okay. I think Ahmed is one of those guys who is a good writer that is just kind of floundering at Marvel. And I don't know if it's editorial that's kicking him around, but we've seen him do good stuff. And it's just...
his Ultimate Spider-Man was decent.
Yeah. I would love
Black
to
Bolt,
see
of
what
course,
he could
everybody
do.
loved.
I'd love to see what he could do at DC. Absolutely. I'd like give him Green Arrow. Give him Green Arrow. And then send Chris Condon to Marvel and give him Ghost Rider. I want Chris Condon's Ghost Rider, and I want the Old West Ghost Rider featured in a past and present story where we go back and forth between like Johnny Blaze and old school like cowboy Ghost Rider.
Old pages drawn by Jacob Phillips. Sure.
Oh.
Who draws Ghost Rider?
That
is
would
it Jacob Phillips who draws it?
Hayden Sherman. We'll make it Hayden Sherman. Have him do that.
Goddamn, Hayden Sherman. I don't care what they do.
Yeah.
I don't care what they draw.
I would take Hayden Sherman. That'd be amazing.
Frank suggests Philip Kennedy Johnson writing Green Lantern or Green Lantern Corps, and I think that's fun. PKJ though, he's at DC already.
Yeah, PKJ's there.
I mean, so this is where you kind of get into the weeds a little bit because some of these guys are already free agents and they can write.
Well, sure. But we're giving them assignments, you know?
Yeah. Mark asks, where is Bruno Redondo these days?
I don't know.
And I second that because I don't know that the guy has had a regular assignment since he stopped drawing Nightwing.
Yeah.
He's done a lot of covers. He does a lot of covers.
You know what? I want Nick,
he did that short story in the Batman Deadpool.
I want Nick Patara drawn Ghost Rider. That's what I want. Chris Condon and Nick Patara.
Ew.
It'd be scary as hell. It would be wild, man. All right. It is 12 o'clock. Let's continue this next week. This is fun. Let's continue this next week. We'll do a little news in the front, and then we'll throw this in the back. We'll keep drafting. So we've got a list now for you to look at. Let's hear your trades. We'll do it again next week. This was a ton of fun, though. Thanks, everybody. Good to see you. We're gang hanging.
Yeah. Hey.
This week, we're back to new comics. Excited for that. It's going to be our first new comics reviews of the year, but January will be covered. We're going to do a big ludicrous speed round thing for our extra. It's going to be rad. So you'll get to hear everything that came out in January.
Pray for us.
There was a month of January comics. I don't know if you guys knew that or not. So.
Yeah, comics did exist in January that weren't all DCKO. Yeah, that is true.
All right, but for now, this is Two-Headed Nerd signing off. Thanks, guys.
Later.